news of a birth of a child is one of the best news that you can ever hear. But what happens when that bundle of joy doesn't come out so perfect as people say? What do you do? What happens to that person that you are supposed to protect? Tonight's guest shows us that even in imperfections, you can find your own perfections. Welcome to Masingita with Confidence, the show that celebrates life. Today we're talking about parenting a child with cerebral palsy. Zinzi, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks, and you?
I'm fine. You have a child with cerebral palsy. Take me back to the pregnancy. You were quite young. What happened?
Yes, I was young, I was 20 years old, and the pregnancy was actually fine. It went on till 9 months, full term, and the doctor made a mistake during my labor. Well, 3 days before my labor, they kept taking me back. You know, I tell them I can't feel the child, and they take me back. Oh, no, don't worry. The doctor would give me funny excuses like it's the weekend or something. It was never anything technical. So by the time I finally gave birth, after 3 days, I had a placental abrupture where my daughter Zoe was suffocating inside. That's what caused the birth asphyxia, which caused the cerebral palsy in turn.
When you were pregnant, when you found out you're pregnant, what were your dreams and aspirations?
At that time, I feel like I was very scared because I found out with my mom that I was pregnant, because they didn't understand why is this girl eating acha with bacon and condensed milk and stuff. So we went to the doctor together and we found out together. So I was in shock, I was scared. I just broken up with my boyfriend, so nothing was, you know, as what can I say, as floral as what every pregnant woman would expect. So yeah, it was tough from the beginning, but within the months I started to get used to the idea of being a mom. So I'd have ideas which I'd be, you know, taking my child to the playgrounds, the zoo, all these funny things that us parents dream of.
Then you find out that your child is not has a disability. What happens at that time?
You know, I don't know what to say about that, because at that time I didn't even feel sane, so I can't really recall properly. I was shocked. I was very stressed out. I was sad for my child because, you know, even the way the doctors and the nurses broke it to me, they sold the tragedy to me. You know, I didn't really get the chance to investigate, what is this that I'm dealing with? But through the way they explained it to me, I knew this is going to be hell from day one. And I was scared. I was really scared, and I'd cry a lot. I thought it was my fault. It's okay. When I'm 20, I haven't even gotten a stable job. You know, I had sex before marriage. There are many things. You blame yourself. So yeah, it was a bad time when I found out.
So you sort of correlated the disability to your life, to yourself, like say, I must have done a mistake, something is wrong with me. Did it affect your self-esteem?
A lot. It did. Not only I didn't get support from the father's side, so immediately when they found out, they rejected the child. So I was alone with my mom, and I don't know. I did go into depression, you know, a deep depression, and at the same time, I still have to take care of this child who was in ICU for 3 months. So I'd visit back and forth, wondering how is life going to be. It was overwhelming. I didn't have enough support to be able to deal with those news, basically.
Cerebral palsy can be quite a challenging disability. You've got spasms, you've got, when you don't understand, it can be shocking. What did you go through in the first few months?
Well, after everything settling in, I think it was when she got discharged, I made a decision about myself to investigate what am I dealing with. I found out and I realized, okay, they say she's got dyskinetic cerebral palsy, which is spastic stiff, and she's a bit sloppy, so it's a little bit of both. And I just took it on with both hands because God is on my side. Why should I be intimidated? You know what I mean? So from that moment when I realized what I'm dealing with, everything was pleasant. Zoe is extremely intelligent, so I started to realize how she communicates, because she does communicate. Normally, parents just think a child, when she speaks a funny way, she's not really saying anything. But I learned to communicate with her, and yeah.
How old is she now?
She's 2 turning 3 now in December.
Okay. How has it affected, if I may use the word affect, how has it affected her physically or even mentally? Because cerebral palsy affects people in different
ways.
ways.
She can't sit yet. She can't walk yet. She can't speak yet. She can't eat solid foods. Yeah, like balance is a bit of a challenge, but she's found her funny without the speaking. She knows how to communicate, you know. Yeah, she knows. She's very clear. We don't have any trouble with wondering what she needs or wants, so she's very smart, you know. Yeah, and she knows exactly what she wants, and if you don't give her what she doesn't want, yeah, it's not happening.
Yeah, no, and we all like that.
Yeah, stubborn. Yeah, this way, yeah.
So expect that. Take it from somebody who knows. Expect that.
No,
Listen, I think for me, people thinking, Gani, it's not being stubborn. You have to find a defense mechanism.
Yes.
Otherwise, you won't survive.
Yeah.
So that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Because people tend to think you can't think for yourself.
Yes.
Now they want to think for you, they want to do things. So what's the best way to do to show who is the boss?
The boss, yeah. That's what's going on right now in the house, yes.
Of course. Asithatheni careful, so we as khulume masibone. Welcome back. Sebuyile was celebrating life here on Masingita with confidence, talking about parenting a child with cerebral palsy. What are some of the challenges that you had to go through with being a parent of a child who has cerebral palsy?
There weren't so many challenges. Luckily, I was blessed to have a medical aid. So literally, I'll take her to the doctor. They showed me all the therapies that she needed. She's got therapists that come to the house, so it's always comfortable. I've got a huge support system from my mother, you know. So I never really felt as much struggle as what I heard other mothers when I'd go to the doctor and they'd explain their challenges. So no, I don't really have much.
And socially?
Socially, I've decided to protect my child. When it comes to school, she's having a hard time with communicating with people. So I pick who I want her to be with, because I don't want her to ever feel like she's different or she should feel sorry for herself, you know. When I introduce my child, I talk to the people, treat my child like a normal two. You treat her like a 2-year-old. Don't do anything. So I've overprotected her, I feel.
Yeah.
But that's just how I want to raise her, you know. So I feel like I'm very defensive with my child. Yeah. Very. Even doctors, friends, or whatever.
Has their disability affected your social life? You are a musician. Has it affected that as well?
Not in a sense, hey. In fact, it strengthened me more. I'm a much more stronger person. I was very, very sweet. Now the beast in me has come out. I know how to say no. I know how to say no, that's not my standard, you know, especially for my child too. So I had to become better for her. So
what about stereotypes? One of the things that I know, having cerebral palsy, you have to deal with stereotypes, not only from the so-called, I hate that word, able-bodied people, and sometimes I'm like, who's not able, but not only from the so-called able-bodied people, but from the disability sector itself. Cerebral palsy is one of the most misunderstood disability. So there are a lot of stereotypes, and that comes with comments.
Yeah. Very annoying. I went from Ugulwa when I heard anyone say anything bad like, what's wrong with your child? Why akhala kanje? Why this, why that?
What have you done? I know my mom said, one of the annoying questions.
What happened?
What happened? What have you done?
What have you done?
My mom would say, what can I do to a child? So
there were many harsh comments. I don't think people would mean to be mean, but they'd just be frank. What's wrong with your child? Where now, Njani? I don't know if it came from a malicious way or just curiosity. You know, because sometimes we take things over personally, you know. We overanalyze people's words because now we're dealing with something, you know. So, as in, I went from fighting, back-chatting people to the point where if they ask me why she cried, I need to know she doesn't like this. I've never felt the pressure to explain which I'm in a cerebral palsy. Kids have their own tantrums. So Zoe right now is crying because she wants that ice cream. And
no, I'm like that. That's how I live my life. I owe no one, no explanation. I once had a therapist saying, you need to explain to people. I'm like, look here, I'm not here to explain anything. If they've got an issue, that's their issue, not mine. But you grow to get to that point. What's the worst comment that you've ever had?
The worst comment was honestly it was from my family. Once they found out Utimtana has got brain damage and whatever, the joke was on me. In our family, it's a very competitive family. And my mom raised us as a single parent, and we did well in school. My sister's doing well, so when I fell pregnant, it was taboo. And then this child that comes out has cerebral palsy. Now now this. So I was very hurt. I really don't care about strangers, but when your family says something like that and they're excited about it, I was very pissed off.
Let me tell you something about the crazy comment, where people think you're crazy because it's a brain damage. Had I known what I know today, I wouldn't have cried when people said I'm crazy. Because now I can do anything I want. Nobody will say anything because they think I'm crazy. So I might as well act crazy. What do you say to a crazy person? They do whatever they want to do. Because they're crazy, they can go wherever they want to go. So next time somebody thinks, oh, your child is lying, go with that.
Go with the flow.
They won't even discourage you because you don't discourage Islam. How do you discourage a crazy person.
Touche.
And there are no limitation to a crazy person. That's mean, but that's okay. You know, so it's fine. So I understand that from family thinking your child is crazy. It's fine. It's okay. What can we do?
What can we do? So after that, that's when I started to be protective, because I realized, so if family's not on your side, the rest of the world, you know, I'm not gonna have that.
I can only imagine. I started careful, so we as khulume nasibona. Welcome back. We're still celebrating life here on Masingita with confidence, talking about parenting a child with a disability, particularly cerebral palsy. Now, Zoe, one of the things that I know you want is a cure. I don't like using the word a cure because it looks like this is a sickness, and it's not a sickness. But you want a cure for your child. What made you decide that I want my child to be cured? Because somebody may think, okay, it means you haven't accepted your child. How?
Actually, it came from research that I kept making. Just like when your child is flu, you look for cause for or whatever. So I investigated, and yes, most answers were no. There is no cure. There is no this. But people are trying, and technology has changed from back in the day when our doctors were taught till now. So in China, there's a stem cell treatment center where literally they replace broken cells, and it's something that's been going on for years, and it's been hidden. It's been an underground thing, you know. So I found out about that, and that's where I started to venture into the cure route. I was all along, I was like, no, we're going to deal with this. Mntwana just needs therapy, that natural way to walk, you know. I just feel like the child will walk. It's a different way of the child getting to walk, you know. So it's the same sentiments with stem cell therapy, you know, not genuinely a cure, but improvement.
Treatment. Some sort of therapy. Treatment. Okay. And how is that going?
It's really expensive. So I'm still trying to raise funds for Mntwana. I trust God. And but I'm on the way.
As a parent, how you've got this child who's got cerebral palsy that comes with a bit of sympathy. How do you balance being a parent, discipline, and not harming or hating the child? Because this is a child is a child.
Discipline. Okay, that came very tough for me, because Zoe's my little egg, my little cheese girl that no one must shout at until I realized I could see that now, even when she cries, she'll look at me, it's not even tears. She knows when I make this sound, Mama will give me whatever I want. So it was really funny. So throughout the months lately, I'd like talk to her with a deeper voice if I'm very, very mad at her, if she did something wrong. I went to Zoe, you should look at me. This is serious. So she gets discipline. I just feel on her level, you know, on the level of a 2-year-old. I'm not going to overdo it. I'm not going to do it less, you know. And she is disciplined in the sense that Samfundis, you know, just because she's not in creche, but I always investigate with you, okay, Mtana this much, Mela ayazini. So I just go a bit further so that she catches up, you know. So she knows the numbers, she knows the seasons. I think she's smarter, eh? She knows the seasons, she knows the numbers, she knows everything. So she's really disciplined, and she knows the schedule.
One thing that my dad, actually my mom, my parents taught me was you may not do things the way other people do it, but you will do it. And that has been my sort of mantra. An example is making tea. My dad, who doesn't like tea until recently, when I was young, he would like make me tea. He knew I couldn't carry the cup of tea to him, but he wanted me to think that how am I going to get the tea to him. So I would just boil water, put everything, take it to him, take the kettle to him, and it's done. And that's how I've learned. Even today, well, I don't believe something can be done. I just believe I can do it in a
There's another
different. I mean, today I wouldn't even have a TV show if I had to listen to the voice, you can't do it.
Exactly.
So I really agree with what you are saying, that she can do it in a different way.
Yeah.
What can you say to parents, particularly young, because you got your child at 20. You were very young and dealing, let's be honest, it's not a nice thing to have a disability. We just found a way to deal with it. There may be other young women who are dealing with the same situation. What can you say to them? And even because yours, like mine, it was a human error. What can you say to people who are working in hospitals and all of that?
Number one, this is a blessing. Your child is a blessing. Your child is like every other child that needs to be raised by a good parent. So nothing changes, you just have to be slightly stronger. The rules don't change. Your child, more especially, forget everyone else, the support system, you as a parent. You need to focus on your child, stay in your lane, and the child will succeed. You know, there are certain things that I never thought my daughter would succeed until I pushed myself first. Because if I don't push myself, she won't. You know, so do what you want her to be what you want her to be, and everything will be fine. And stay in God. Finish. Simple.
And yeah, I know you need a bit of assistance with the therapy channel. What do you need if anyone is watching and saying I can assist, and where can they get hold of you?
Oh, okay. With Zoe, it's occupational therapy, physiotherapy, speech therapy, hearing, all of those. And with regard to contacting me, you can contact me on social media, and email address is zinzi.kanish, KAHNISH @gmail.com. And we can talk and exchange thoughts and whatever, you know.
And even support, because I guess you guys need it to support each other.
Yeah, we do, because no one really gets it, do they? So yeah, I'm here. I think there's always a further purpose when it comes to this. You know, it's not really about Zoe, it's not really about me.
Thank you, Zinzi, for talking about your story.
Thank you for having me.
It is said that disability is not inability. Just because there's something that you can't do doesn't mean there's nothing that you can do. Good night, and may God bless you.